Mm. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Bob, your Sensei. And, sweetie, can I pay you?
Yes, you can meet me up there.
You move faster than I do. So, what do you think? Are you ready? Ready for fascism? Well, it's always been here. You know? Really think you're free? Go watch George Carlin and HBO in the 80s and 90s. You know, it's a big club and you're not part of it. But, so it's not so much what Donnie's doing. He's doing no more than what's been going on for the last, since Jack got whacked, but really since the Civil War, really. So the Democrats were never the liberals, and the liberals were never the Democrats. Thank you. Okay. Hmm. Ooh. Could I have a copy of this?
What?
Can I have a receipt?
Yeah, maybe.
So I don't have much of a battery, so this show ain't gonna be that long. All the roads around me are destroyed, so it's hard to get out to come see you. But I have I'm pushing 3,000 shows, so why don't you go take a look at a few? If anyone wants to send me a message, that's the dude awake 42 at Gmail.
Here's that for you.
Thank
you.
Thank you. And Downey's already broken many of the norms, and he's arrested a judge. He's sent people to death camps in foreign lands without any jurisprudence. Good luck with that. Right? And I've already gone into stores and seen not much stuff on the shelf. And, it's all good. That's all I can say. It's what it is. And it couldn't happen to a better country. We're going to have they're going to take a good third of the population and put them under lock and key. Put a little collar on them, and you do the wrong thing, think the wrong thing, you get. And the real deal is not so much what Donnie is doing. What Tazzy Dabbert. Somebody must have gotten in her head and rearranged the wires because she looks more and more like a Putin spy than anything. I mean, she looks like a Marvel supervillain. Always wearing a white dress and her dark hair with a little white strip. I mean, it's everyone's gotten so used to the Marvel universe, and now we're living in it, and they didn't even notice the change. We in the red line yet? No. But, you go on public media, social. I mean, Donnie is, not passing any laws in Congress, basically he is just ruling by decree through presidential orders. And what's really interesting, if you were to go and take everything that JoJo the used car salesman and Carrot Head and took their names off it and put them next together, you couldn't tell the difference. That's what I'm saying. You know, the 4 years of JoJo were like the 4 years of Donnie, and the 4 years of Donnie were like the 8 years of OB, and the 4 years of OB was like 8 years of Dick Cheney, and ah, mm. So enjoy the day, you know, and so I get to see everything straight. I live out in the most beautiful place. I've shown you images of the deep green, and everything around it is getting destroyed. And it's like, right? But my little deep green is still very beautiful. It's all good, and I came out to do a little shopping, to talk to you guys. Haven't really done something in 3 or 4 days, so I just wanted to step into it. And let's see. And this guy, right? Bernie's a loyal opposition. He is part of the whole thing.
These establishment figures are exclaiming that progressives shouldn't be taken too seriously, that we as progressives are too far left, we are extreme, we are out of touch with American society. None of these establishment critiques are new. I've heard them for a long, long time, but they are worth discussing. So let me take a minute to do that. According to these establishment politicians, analysts, media pundits, and wealthy campaign contributors, the future of the Democratic Party lies in.
Stop and think about this. The Republicans have gone full fascist. And that's undeniable at this point. The evidence is as high as Mount Everest. If you look at that and your reaction is to call for moderation, what are you saying? Here's the Democrats, here's the Republicans. They're over here in fascist territory. If you're calling for moderation, what you're saying is, let's go here and be half fascist. If your solution in the face of full fascism,
Which they already are, right? Because the Democrats, back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they weren't liberals. They were the people of the Ku Klux Klan, et cetera, right? The blue dog Democrats, right? So, and then Jerry Falwell and what's his name, Billy Graham. I knew both those guys really well. I lived in Asheville from 91 to 99. And I used to get on that airplane, that huddle jumper, to go from Asheville Airport, which was just a strip. There was no buildings. 25 just ran by like a street. You park your car in the grassy field and you got on the airplane. It was, and I used to do it at least twice a month. And I would bump into Billy Graham because he would be going off lecturing or doing whatever he did, but he'd always have a nice pair of jeans, nice cowboy boots, nice cowboy shirt, cowboy hat, right? Not a suit. And we'd have a good 40 minutes from getting on that airplane and he was on that airplane more regularly than I was. And so that was like his private airplane. There's nobody there, a few people here or there. And he would bring donuts for the crew, and so it was nice. And we talked about everything, and he loved our conversations because we were in an airplane, there's nobody there, no cameras, no nothing, and we would talk about everything, and about his life as a child, and how God touched him, and all of the above, right? And that how sad he was that he was like stuck into this version of himself as Billy Graham, the great evangelist. You know, it's not what he wanted to be. He wanted to be a humble preacher, but the money was so big. He had such a big empire. He couldn't put it away. Same with Jerry Falwell. You know? Jerry Falwell brought us, the neocon Christian right fascists that we have right now, and Jerry was not into any of that. Jerry was into the Benjamins, right? And he's another guy that, he found me in a bar and thought I was the devil, and then we started talking. Now, Billy knew both those guys knew their Bible. And so when we started talking theology, they were like, whoa, where'd you come from? So, I was brought up to be a Catholic priest, and then in my 20s, I studied a laboratory to be a rabbi, and not just any rabbi, but a rabbi of the Kabbalah. So, anyway, and I spent years in Ireland with the wee people, right? So, what is to be there? How much juice do I have? I have all of 30 minutes, or no, 30%, however that is. So anyway, you guys make some comments so we can have this show. What made this show great back in the day was that you guys would line up and you would ask me questions, and we'd have a great. We were a cadre. We were a community. Not so much. You like watching my stories. You like to see whatever fashion statement I'm going to make that day. So, but I've been talking about the big splat and Carrot Head, and I pretty much pegged everything across the line. Like I was saying, go back and look at my 3,000 shows there, give or take. I'm somewhere between 2,100 and 3,000 shows. Anyway, but they're all there. A couple months ago, I went and looked at them all, and they're still all there. I haven't taken them down. So, and some are better than others, and I have no frame, meaning I have no crew, nobody's helping me do this, right? I have no money. I live on $400 a month, and a good portion of that goes to buy. What did I have for? Here I had a $2 order of French fries, right? Since I can't afford any more. Water without ice. So things have sped up. It's only been 100 days. We still have 1,000 days left of Donnie. I myself think that we're going to have martial law sooner than later because he can't survive, an election in 2026. So he's already got martial law pretty much. I mean, all he has to do is arrest the guys in the Supreme Court and said that's it for the legislature. And anything, unplug everything that's anything, and we will all be watching Musk TV. How boring. So, good luck. Have fun, especially you youngsters. Ooh. All you guys between the ages of 2 and 22, you're going to have another 50 years of living through worse than this. Go watch Star Trek Next Generation, first show, something on PowerPoint, and that's where they meet Q, and Q brings them back to right about now, right? And that nice little, when we went into the 21st century, the next 100 years are going to be, whoa, what? Something, people, miracles happen all the time. In my life, they happen 20 times a day. I mean, me just waking up is a miracle. I went to my doctor. I'm going to open heart surgery and hip replacement, knee replacement. I'm going to be the bionic guy. Anyway, so I'm seeing these guys and they're getting me ready for all of this. And they did this one test of my, neurological thing. And I have neuropathy really bad. I have super duper arthritis. And the guy goes, man, every joint in your body is bone on bone. And Yeah, you kind of limp along a little bit, but man, you're still walking and you're not screaming in pain and you're not asking for pain pills. And what's up with that? I said, well, yes, all the above, except I don't pay attention. I know the pain is there. Pain is good. It shows me what I should and shouldn't do, right? Don't move my leg this way. Ah! You know, so, and that should be a cursory lesson to politics. We had 4 years of Donnie, and what did we have? We had a, worldwide pandemic caused by him, by his incompetency. More dead people than we should have, and an economy in tatters, right? And then Judge put everything on a credit card and jacked things up and put big tires on it and looked good. But then Donnie came back and just it's because it didn't fix anything. Jojo didn't fix anything. It's like a used car salesman, right? You put the big tires on to look good. So, what are you going to do about it? Marching in the streets, not too much. Talking to your neighbor over the fence, right? In a nice way, and having a cup of tea with them and sharing a piece of pastry and talking and having a book club and going out and helping your neighbor mow the lawn when they can't. You know what I'm saying? That's how this country will change for the better. Not getting any mega superstar like Carrot Head and the Weenie Boys. So all I can say is America deserves everything it gets. White Western world deserves everything it gets. There's going to be nuclear war. Going to be nuclear war, and Israel is going to be torch itself. That's the amazing thing. Israel is going to eat itself alive. No Arab's going to invade them. The Houthis going to get them. I don't think so. Houthis might get lucky and hit an American, $1 trillion, aircraft carrier. Good luck with that. An Nimitz class carrier, worth about $20 billion. It's worth $20 billion with airplane, totally fitted out, right? So sink one of those, 5,000 guys dead, 20 bill down the drain. I mean, Elon's already stolen that much, right? So, and Tad's probably given all the secrets away, right? So, now, don't believe a word I say. This is all just a comic relief. I'm just a stand-up comedian, I'm not a politician. Oh, what am I saying? These guys, our present president is just a game show host, right? And the vice president has all of 60 seconds worth of political experience. So, hey, good luck with that. What else can I say? I can say I love you, and I'm always praying for you. So good luck with that. I might see you later, I might not. I might show you middle of the week, who knows? Because until you guys start saying something, until I get messages on, you can make comments after the show is over. Most of you guys watch the show, Anyway. So how much juice we got? There we getting there. So I'm gonna knock off here so the thing just doesn't die. So you stay well, be good. I'm gonna wait for 2020. Do.